As a photographer, I'm always looking for an excellent light source for my photo shoots, and boy, do I have a good one this week. Hands on Tech is brought to you from LastPass Studios. Access everything you need online simply and securely wherever you're logging in from. LastPass makes security for digital life effortless. Visit lastpass.com/twit.
This is Twit.
This episode of Hands on Tech is brought to you by Mint Mobile. They cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month with their 3-month introductory plan and get the plan shipped to your door for free at mintmobile.com/hot. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Pruitt, and this is Hands on Tech here on Twit TV. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm unbelievable as always. Continuing our wonderful shelter-in-place work-from-home duties, and it is all good. But I wanted to take a few minutes to share with you an outstanding product that was sent to me from the folks at Adorama and Flashpoint, and it is their new Flashpoint XPLOR 300 Pro Monolight Strobe, whatever you want to call it. Some people call them monolights, some people call them strobes. And what I'm talking about is one of these. That's a strobe, that's a monolight, but that's not the Flashpoint. The Flashpoint is right here. This tiny little thing. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Now, I know if you're not in the photography world, you're probably not going to know what a strobe or what a monolight is. Allow me to explain briefly. Okay, so if you have a camera, say your typical consumer camera, you click the little flash button, it has a little pop-up flash on the top of your camera. Okay, now when you move into the more of a prosumer or pro line of cameras, those cameras don't have a pop-up flash on them. So what you have to do is buy a separate flash, also known as a speed light, that you can attach to the top of your camera and use that as a flash. Now, there are some instances where you can actually take those speed lights off and use them off on a light stand or something like that, and still utilize the actual flash that's built in to take your shots. Okay, so now you step up from that speed light into what's called a studio flash or studio strobe or studio monolight. And these are the much larger lights like what you see here behind me. And they have a lot more power, where your speed light is only going to give you about 100 watts worth of power. A monolight's going to give you 300 watts or more. So you're going to get more power, which means you're going to get more light. And a lot of times you're going to get a lot more shots for your particular photo shoot. Okay, so now that's the difference between those different lights. This is what a monolight is. Now, what's so cool about the Flashpoint? The Flashpoint is like I said, it is a studio strobe, but it comes in a much smaller and compact design. Now, granted, I actually have it mounted inside of what's called a Boeing's S2 mount, and I can just easily remove this, and you can see that it is still much smaller in the hands, and even better, it is wireless, meaning I do not have to have a power cord plugged into the back of this one. It runs on a 2600 milliamp hour lithium ion battery, meaning if I was to use this at full power on a photo shoot, I'd get roughly 300 shots with this particular strobe. Of course, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to use this for full power. You're going to use probably 1/32 or something, or at most, because this is a lot of power and a lot of light coming out of this. But that is pretty daggum cool, being able to have it so small and so portable to take around on whatever photo shoot that you're going to do, whether it's in your studio or if it's like what you're doing right now with the shelter and home photography, and it's ultra portable and ultra light. It even comes with this nice nifty little carrying case, so it's even more portable for you. You don't necessarily have to worry about lugging around a big old backpack or anything like that. Now, just like any other monolight, it does come with a 5/8 adapter on it, so you can attach it to a monolight, or if you want to use a Bowen's mount, so you can attach a light modifier to it, such as a beauty dish or an octabox, you can buy yourself an additional adapter. This is an S2 Bowen's mount, and this allows you to stick the strobe into the inside of the Bowen's mount, so you can attach your different modifiers onto the end of it, giving you even softer light, beautiful light with a much better spread. Now, what really gets me about this is the performance of it. Again, you're going to get 300 shots with this if you were to use it at full power, but it also has what's called high-speed sync. Now, what does high-speed sync mean? High-speed sync is where if you're going to shoot a shot with your flash and your camera, the shutter speed on your camera in most cases is going to top out at about 1/250th of a second, where your flash is actually going to synchronize and be able to light the scene with it. If you have high speed sync, you can shoot at even faster shutter speeds. This is great for shooting things like, say, a water spill shot in a glass or a wine shot or anything like that, where you're really just trying to freeze the motion. Really, really great for a sports scene. If you have an athlete on your scene or at your studio and you want to have that athlete, say, jump in the air like the old Michael Jordan jump man pose or something, you can really utilize that fast shutter speed as well as light the scene, and it'll really just freeze them into place quite beautifully. This Flashpoint also comes with a Monolight, like most studio strobes does, but the beauty of this one is it's using a COB, or chip on board, which is an LED modeling light. So you're not going to get all of those super warm temperatures that you would get from a typical modeling light or strobe that have those really, really long bulbs on the end of them that can get really hot and could also be a little bit treacherous and dangerous at times if you go to knock them over accidentally. But this one is using a LED bulb, LED array that you can control the color temperature of it from 3000 Kelvin up to 5600 Kelvin. So you can get it all the way down to a cooler temperature or all the way up to a warmer temperature, and it looks really, really good. The performance, again, with this thing, I tested it out. I wanted to see just how many shots I can get in burst mode with it, because a lot of times you're going to deal with your flash not keeping up with your shutter because of the recycle time. Every time that bulb flashes, boom, the power needs to recycle so it can fire off again. I shot in high-speed shutter burst mode on my camera in a photo shoot, and I was very, very happy with this. I could get at least 6 or 7 shots consecutively with that flash firing off, depending upon the amount of power that I was using. Of course, less power that I use, the more shots that I could get consecutively. Now, again, talking more about the actual power with this, let's say you wanted to use this strobe outside on a semi-sunny day. Some instances, it's pretty hard to overpower the light of a sun. So you need to make sure you have plenty of firepower in your lighting system and have the right modifiers and get your model framed up perfectly so you can actually give them some beautiful fill light. 300 watt second power light, Monolight from Flashpoint, knocked it out the park. Was able to do a shoot outside at sunset, as well as do a shot in the middle of the day where the sun is right over our heads, and I could still just put this into my softbox, my big wide octobox, so I can get a nice light spread, and it clearly gave me beautiful fill light onto my model, regardless of the scene outside. Again, if you don't necessarily have to use this outdoors to get all of the bells and whistles with it, if you're just going to use it in a typical studio setting, you can. If you want to use it remotely, you can, but it does have an optical sensor on it. If you want to trigger it by firing another flash with it, that's totally fine. Or if you just want to set it up to be part of the Slave 1 and Slave 2 setup that most remote triggers use. This does require you to use the Flashpoint triggering system, but if you don't have the Flashpoint triggering system, I have a Goddard's triggering system, and it works just fine with this one as well, using the 2.4 gigahertz wireless spectrum. Really, really easy to set up. Go in and change your power, go in and change your groups and channels. So straightforward and simple, and I really, really enjoyed using this on my shoot. You can get the Flashpoint XPLOR 300 Pro for $499 online. We'll put some links in the show notes. I really do appreciate the folks at Adorama sending this over to me so I can give it a run and a review. I am really, really impressed with this Monolight. It's so small, it's super portable, and it gives me all of the power that I would need that I'm using for any of my studio sessions. Outstanding product. Check them out online. Again, we'll put some links in the show notes. This episode of Hands on Tech is brought to you by Mint Mobile. I got my first cell phone with one of the big wireless providers years ago, but I didn't like those highly monthly bills. Then I discovered there's another option that could give me a premium service I'm used to at a fraction of a cost. And that's why I use Mint Mobile. Switch to Mint Mobile and get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month with their 3-month introductory plan, and get the plan shipped to your door for free when you go to mintmobile.com/hot. That's mintmobile.com/hot. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/hot. Thank you all so much for watching this week's episode of Hands On Tech. Make sure you're subscribed to my show, Hands On Photography, where I'm going to give you more tips and tricks to help make you a better post-processor and a better photographer. All right, folks, I'm Matt Pruitt, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey folks, it's Micah Sargent here, co-host of Smart Tech Today right here on twit.tv. Every single week, Matthew Casanelli and I sit down to talk about smart tech for the week. That's right. It can get kind of complicated, but there's a lot of news out there. There's a lot of products to dig through. There are a lot of questions to answer, and we try to do that all every single week. From voice assistants to wearables to smart garage door openers and lights, there's so much to cover and, well, so little time. So be sure to check it out. It's twit.tv/STT. Huh, that rhymes.
Keep up with all the hottest tech news and gadgets. Visit twit.tv. There you'll be able to find and subscribe to all our tech shows. Thanks for watching Hands On Tech.